And welcome back, my friends. Here we have left off. It's been, I don't even know how long, but I haven't forgotten what we're doing. We are heading to the deep roads to try and find... Okay, well, I swear I know what I'm doing. I can't remember the name, but I swear I know what I'm doing. Trying to find the Paragon, whose name I can't remember.
So, you were serious before when you said you wanted to help Branka, huh?
Branka, that's the name.
I don't know if you remember. People seem to forget me these days. Or ignore. I forget which.
No one could forget that face. Just look at him. How did you know I'm here about Branka, anyway?
Not everyone hates me, you know. There's enough people who know I'm interested. They make sure I hear if anyone's looking for her. They say Haramont's team's finally learned something, and he's sending you to follow it. But they haven't found Branka herself, and that means whatever they've got, it's not enough if you don't know what she was looking for. If we pool our knowledge, we stand a chance of finding Branka. Otherwise, good sodding luck.
Huh? You know, that makes a lot of sense, and as the one and only person who has really known Branka, sounds like we have a deal.
You should know that Branka was looking for the Anvil of the Void, the secret to building golems, which was lost centuries ago. The smith Caradon built it, and with it, Orzammar had 100 years of peace, while it was protected by the golems forged on the Anvil. As far as anyone knows, the Anvil was built in the old Orton Tig. Branka planned to start looking there, if she could ever find it. All she knew was that it was past Caradon's cross. No one's seen that Tig for 500 years.
Well, it just so happens that Haramont gave me a map.
If we're going, let's get moving. Branka's not gonna sodding find herself.
And now I have Oghren. However, I'm going to keep my current crew.
I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesh's permission.
But Commander, Lord Haramount sent the word to let the Warden pass.
Ah, right. Welcome through then, Warden. I'd offer more assistance, but my command post is here. All of Orzammar relies on us to hold this line.
As Commander, how do you just forget? Like, this guy over here, no name, not even special armor, just kind of sitting there, is like, oh, but don't you remember? Alright, fine, whatever. You must be busy standing here, guarding things. What do you know about Paragon Branka? That sounds like a good idea.
What anyone knows? She went out there with her entire house and she's never coming back.
Suddenly you weren't helpful
She's still
anymore.
there, Commander. She is a Paragon, after all.
And now she's an ancestor. No one lasts 2 years in the tunnels.
Well,
Best
it was
of luck.
nice talking to you. You were very uninformative. You were more help than anything unnamed soldier.
I shall do it.
Cut to Kal Sharok. 1155 of the Teventer Imperium will be known as a year of painful decisions, but we cannot waver. The threat we face is the greatest we have known. If we are overrun, all trace of the ancestors' glory will be undone. Orzammar must stand, and it must stand alone. Hormak, Kal Sharok, Gundar, we have lost contact, and must assume they are lost to the Horde. We must seal the weakest link in our defense, the deep roads that lead to our fallen brethren. I have ordered our finest demolitionists to place the charges. I ask that each of you think of those we have lost. They serve as the warning that spurred us to action, and I know the stone will embrace them. They are the foundation of our survival, and they will not be forgotten. From a proclamation by High King Threestone. 200 years! Kal Sharok lives, you stone-forsaken deep lords. There is no greater hatred than a brother at your throat. Some graffiti by an unknown author. So it sounds like... even though they cut everything off, the other dwarves along still live. So they just completely screwed themselves. And Afrayans.
Well, look what we have here. A couple of Haramont's little lackeys. Let's show him who's king.
Really? I need a dialogue for that?
No mercy!
Now we do that.
Grey Wardens! I am your death!
Kick him!
Quickly, we must fight.
These guys are actually kind of tough. He's taking a beating. Oh! Guess you're only as tough as your neck with a sword to it.
Now we get our hands dirty.
Jeez. That was brutal.
So, tell me, you have any children, grandchildren, I don't know, great-grandchildren?
What would make you think I have any children at all? You have to know I've spent most of my life in the circle of magi.
You just seem like the grandmotherly type to me, I don't know.
I suppose I'll take that as a comment on my demeanor and not my age.
Mages aren't forbidden to marry or anything, are they? It's not such an outlandish question.
Isn't it? What sort of man would marry a mage, do you think?
Well, how about another mage? There are just as many men as there are women within the circle, as I recall.
That sort of union is not encouraged. Although that does not stop us from seeking out each other's company from time to time.
Alright. Suddenly you don't seem quite so grandmotherly to me anymore.
I would hope not.
Oh, Alistair. But yeah, so what we have next on the list is diving deep into the deep roads to try and find Paragon Branka. And we have a few other quests down here, like finding a woman's son, finding one of the dwarves inside the Shaperate, finding her ancestor's tie. And just a few things like that. However, having done this once before and losing everything, as you all kind of know, there is a lot of fighting. So I may just kind of cut around the fighting because it's really annoying and not all that eventful. That or I might speed up through it or something. I don't know. I've yet to decide. I'll figure it out. Yikes. And I'm dead. And then he's dead. You know, these Darkspawn really remind me of zombies. I don't know why, but they do. And it made me think of a conversation I just recently had with a friend about what your apocalypse weapon would be. Or weapons, like, apparently you need both a silent weapon and a non-silent weapon or a loud weapon. I don't know exactly what the context of that one was, but like, you need something to be able to sneak around and then something that does damage, sort of thing. And I need you. Anyway, so it got me thinking about, like, you know, if there were a zombie apocalypse or something like that, what would be the best weapon? And, you know, everyone wants, like, a sledgehammer or a shotgun or, you know, machete, something like that. Like, something really lightweight but quick. And after thinking about it, I was like, you know what would be really great? A sword and shield. Because, you know, zombies are supposed to turn you by biting you. But if you have a shield, you could use that offensively and defensively by smacking them with it, pushing them off, but it also protects you. It'll keep them from being able to bite your arm, get your shoulder, and really get any grip on you. You don't see me. Where did those guys come from? But she linked me to this video of, I think it's called Men at Arms or something like that. They're blacksmiths based out of Baltimore, Maryland, that have made a lot of weapons for, like, Renaissance fairs and movies and things like that. And the weapon that she wanted is something called Arya's Needle. It basically looks like a foil, just without it being kind of flimsy, like bendable. It's more like a giant ice pick, almost. And her reasoning was that it's longer than a dagger, and quick and quiet, and all you do is just jab. But at the same time, I could see that not working out very well, because the more stabbing things you get, the more likely you're going to have it stuck in them. And with it, you have to go to the head. You can't just, you know, stab them in the leg and be like, ah, they're disabled. So I don't know about that one, but seems like a decent idea. She's definitely thought it through. But I was thinking sword, shield, or mace shield, or I don't know, maybe like a war hammer with like an axe blade on the end or a pick on the end, something like that. That way you can still kind of do the whole slashing thing if you need to, but then you've also got that blunt force trauma that just knocks them to their feet. Because normally I'm the type of guy who's like, I like daggers. I like you know, short swords, daggers, generally regular swords. Not too fan of long swords. Something that you can use one-handed, quick, easy, flexible, that sort of thing. Now, if it were any other type of apocalypse, I don't know what I would use, because if it were versus humans, like a nuclear apocalypse, something like that, where people are going to be your main enemy, or even animals, like, that's a completely different thing. Shambling zombies, you know, it's supposed to be mindless hordes, depending on which lore you go with, because then you've also always got like the 28 days and 28 weeks later zombies. Those guys would be terrifying. That is an ogre. Nope, 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 leave me alone. Alright, Alistair, you keep him busy. We'll take out the smaller guys. Yeah, this ogre really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Get him, Alistair. Slash. Oh, please jump on him. Yes. Little janky, but still kind of awesome. Wait, ready? Ready. Oh. Just gonna pose with him, have his arm around me, be like best buds.
It shall be done.
You know, as I think about it, maybe a... What's that noise? Oop! What the? I totally forgot about the shrieks. Jeez. I thought they were bats. It's like, where is this bat coming from? A shield and mace may not be a bad idea against humans, you know, as long as guns or something like that aren't really in the way. Because, again, you know, you got the shield to help protect you from any other physical damage. And then as great as swords are, if you just start beating someone with a mace, that's gonna hurt. They're gonna have a bad time. That is a Bronto.
Sometimes silence is best.
Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Oh. You know, I never noticed this before. Is that black part the... I think that black part of the back circle there is like the critical hit spot. Like if that's where I'm standing, I'm gonna get critical hits. That's cool. Is this the right way? Oh, it's this way I was thinking of. Orzammar History, Chapter 1. The memories tell us that our kingdom once reached far beneath the mountains, and that the Tigers were almost beyond counting. Kalsharok was the capital, then, home to all the noble houses, and Orzammar was simply the home of the miner and smith castes. It was with the Tevinter Imperium that things changed. Paragon Garal moved the seat of power to Orzammar to more closely oversee the trade that began with the surface. It seemed that our people were entering a new age of prosperity. The memories hold no explanations for the coming of the Darkspawn, only questions. At first they were rumors, noises in the deep roads, a lost traveler, here and there. The warrior caste sent men to patrol the road and thought the matter settled. We did not know that while we searched for them, they were engaged in a search of their own. Sleeping deep in the stone itself was the archdemon. They found him and awakened him, and the blight began. The Darkspawn poured out of the deep roads like smoke, and then the warrior caste struggled to hold them back. Countless Tigers were lost in the first blight, but as ever, in the worst moments of our need, a Paragon arose. Paragon Aldukin led the defenses of Orzammar, and the Dark Horde was beaten back. The cost of victory, however, was great. Much of the deep roads were sealed to hold back the Darkspawn, cutting off Tigers and even whole cities, forever. Orzammar is a kingdom, as told by the Shaper, Zebor. Okay, so that takes me further into the deep roads. There was a place that I missed back here. I'm going to run back and check it out, because all the loot.